Hey Huskies, I'm outside McCormick Center for Human Services, where I'm going to go in and meet Dr. Shorter, and she's going to tell us about the Communication Studies major.
Come on in.
Hi Dr. Shorter, how are you
Hi.
today?
Good, and yourself?
I'm doing well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Yes, you can.
First, my question is, what is your favorite area of research and why?
My favorite area of research has to be about the professoriate. It's about being a professor because I have a job that I love and I want other people to become a professor too. But as I was doing some research, I found that students who identify as African American, Latinx, Native American, or Alaska Native don't have as much of an interest in going into the professoriate. In fact, the numbers for all of those underrepresented groups are 5% and lower. And so for my dissertation, I examined reasons why. And I noticed that for Black students, they had very negative conceptions of the professoriate. Like, professors don't make a whole lot of money, they don't get a whole lot of respect, and it's just not a fun job. And I said, wait a minute, that can't be true. If I want to be a professor, I don't want to be in a job like that. That's not how I know it. And as a professor now, I can tell you that's definitely not true. I have a lot of fun. I enjoy what I do. So my job is to try to find ways to change those conceptions. And I do that through a national initiative that I've created from that research called the Inclusive Future Faculty Program, where underrepresented minority students interview underrepresented minority faculty to learn more about the career in hopes that one day those students will go into those careers.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
My second question would be, what are some interesting careers that students studying communication studies can achieve one day?
Sure. Well, I think for sure the most interesting career I've heard about so far is that of an ice cream analyst. I have a former student who works at an ice cream company, and her job is to taste ice cream all day long, write up reports about what the ice cream tastes like, how she would describe it, and then those descriptions go on to the companies that then do the write-ups for the packaging that you see. So I think that's a fantastic job. We have students that become event planners, so they plan some of the biggest events in people's lives. Their weddings, their graduation parties, their baby showers, their birthday parties. I had a student just recently who did an internship doing this kind of work in Atlantic City, so working with very high-end clients, millionaires who were coming in to do, very high-level events. And that was very exciting too. And then finally, I'd say one that a lot of people don't really consider is that of a politician. So there are so many young people right now who are interested in making the world a better place. And what better way to do that than to run for office? And so within our major, we have a track that prepares people to do that. So I'm confident that one day soon, we'll see somebody in office who's from our department.
That's amazing. My third question is, what is your favorite class to teach and why?
My favorite class to teach is Communication for Business Professionals. And the reason why it's my favorite class to teach is because this is the class that really prepares students for the next stage in their career. So we work on things like resumes, we do interview training, I have students go to the various job fairs that are going on, we practice elevator pitches, how to network with people, and we talk about what it's going to be like to be in the business world if that's the route they choose to go. We talk about working in a nonprofit field, we talk about working for the government, so that students feel more comfortable that first day on the job. It's really an unknown world when you're in a university setting. What is it going to be like to be on the job? And so I have so many students who call me years later, send me an email years later and say, this class was very helpful in making me feel prepared, and it also made me stand out from other people when I entered into that job on day one. And so I love that class because of that.
Finally, can you tell me how our BU students can be more involved outside of the classroom?
Absolutely. Well, I would highly recommend being a part of the National Communication Association Student Club. The National Communication Association Student Club goes by NCASC for short, and it is our flagship club for our department. They meet every other Monday at 9 o'clock, and it's a great way to become professionally developed for the future. So we have students come in who have done internships, which is a requirement for our major. They talk about what they did, and students can network with them to get ideas about what they may want to do in the future. We have alum come back in person or they Skype with us to tell us about different job opportunities that they've applied their degree towards. We've had students that study abroad come in and do a study abroad panel. They talk about the countries that they went to, what they've done, and the best thing about this club is that it's open to anyone. Of course, we would love for you to major in communication studies, but if you choose not to, that's okay too. We want you to be prepared for the real world. So I would highly recommend that. We also have our Honor Society, which is Lambda Pi Eta, and you get invited to be a part of that honor society by meeting a certain GPA requirement for the departmental courses. In addition to that, I would invite you all to think about joining the Frederick Douglass Debate Society. We're a separate team from the forensics team, and we focus on policy debate, and the things that we debate come straight from the headlines. So in the past, we debated whether or not the Pennsylvania state system should have a policy against hate speech. We debated last year whether or not the Confederate monument should stay up or come down, and I was very proud that our team, of which I am the head coach, won that tournament. We have one tournament a year, and it's very low-level stakes, so you can come. You don't have to worry about having a competitive travel schedule. We just really want to introduce you to the idea of debate. So I'd say those are 3 clubs to definitely check out.
Thank you so much for everything.
You're very welcome. Thank you for stopping by.
As you heard, there are so many opportunities within the Communication Studies department. If you're interested, please check out their website.